We are following this breaking news and live pictures right now. A 3-alarm fire in Contra Costa County.
And could this be missing Malaysia Airlines Flight 370? Find out how long it'll take until we know for sure. Plus.
Izzy, why are you running out? Oh, go.
Police want your help to track down who fired those shots and killed a man.
And find out what it took for UC Irvine to get President Obama to say yes to being their graduation speaker.
This is FOX40 News at 5. Now, Stephanie Cruz and Eric Harriman.
And we'll get started with that breaking news tonight. It just went from 2 alarms to 3 alarms within the last 10 minutes or so. And we're talking about a fire that's burning right now in Contra Costa County.
This is happening near an oil refinery in Pittsburgh, and we have been following live pictures. And right now it's described as a vegetation fire, but quickly has gone to 3 alarms. And you see that thick black smoke there. And we were last checking, it's about 2 to 3 acres, but it does seem like they're getting a huge response there, and you see those very bright flames right under those power lines. Now, we don't know how this fire started. It did start around 3:15 around Willow Pass Road and West 10th Street, not far from the Delta. That thick black smoke can be seen for miles there, and look at those flames shooting up into the air, and again under these power lines. And what we know right now is that we don't know what containment they have on this fire, but again, it can be seen for miles here, and this is happening in the Pittsburgh area.
All right, Christina, I know that we've been following this for the last couple of minutes, giving us a better idea of exactly where this thing is burning.
Yeah, and you can see, judging by that plume of smoke, it's actually lifting into the air, and we're not seeing that plume move too fast. So it's a good indication that we're not dealing with a whole lot of wind. It's a very typical day. We're seeing winds maybe to about 15 miles an hour. They are out of the west-northwest, so pushing everything to the south and then also to the east. It is fairly mild as far as winds are concerned. They're a little bit stronger as you go a little bit farther north up near San Francisco. And you can see up to about 15 miles an hour as you get towards San Jose. Temperatures in the 70s, so you have to think this is a fuel-driven fire, because winds right now don't look to be a major issue, guys.
All right, thanks, Christina. And a live look, we'll go back to those pictures right now. The Contra Costa Times is saying that this is about an acre near the site of the proposed Westpac oil terminal. And right now, according to the Contra Costa Times, no injuries are reported, and fire officials say that no structures are threatened. And again, this is West 10th Street and Willow Pass Road. And the smoke from that fire can be seen again from miles away in Concord and also Martinez. And we're going to keep on top of this developing story.
Happening right now, a Stop the Violence rally in South Sacramento. It comes days after a weekend of deadly shootings. 17 people were shot, 4 of them killed. It all started Friday evening on Thurman Way, and then later that night, another shooting. And then on Saturday, a total of 3 crime scenes, multiple people injured. And Sunday, a total of 5 incidents as well. Let's get live out to Ben DC. Ben, what is happening right now at this rally in South Sacramento?
Yeah, Eric, we're at Center Parkway, Mack Road, just feet away from where 3 of those men were shot. Right now, that crime scene tape has been replaced by demonstrators, loud voices. These are youth activists. They are members of local motorcycle clubs, and they are residents. They are here to whip up some attention for the idea that they should be putting down the guns.
Enough is enough! Enough is enough!
Is this an expression of frustration, or do you think something like this can be effective as far as actually having an...
It could be taken however it could be taken. We're expressing it as a place of love and concern to our young kids, to our older adults who set a bad example for our young kids. Any way you want to take it, it's just trying to be positive.
We live throughout this whole area. So we're not just reaching out to this corner, we're reaching out throughout Sacramento. Silence the violence! Silence the violence! Silence!
I do raise a 6-year-old daughter around here, so anytime I can come out here and support stopping any kind of violence, guns, knives, even verbal violence, I'm down for it.
Everybody say, put the guns down! Put the guns down!
This group has vowed this is not the last demonstration of this sort you'll be seeing in the upcoming days. They say they have another one planned for tomorrow. They will keep doing this until the violence subsides.
Thanks a lot, Ben. And new at 5, Stockton police just released cell phone video of a shooting, hoping it leads them to whoever pulled the trigger and killed a man. We're going to play this video starting about 10 seconds before that gunfire began.
Izzy, why are you running out? Oh, go.
This happened on East 8th by Scribner Street about 10 days ago, and police just released the video to get the public's help to solve this crime. The man who died in the shooting is 21-year-old Francisco Martinez, and police don't know if he was the intended target, or don't think that he was, rather. They do say he's an innocent victim killed by a stray bullet. New at 5, a murder suspect arrested almost 2 weeks after the crime. Danette Patterson was found in San Diego County yesterday. He'll be extradited back to Sacramento County to face murder charges for reportedly killing Charles Jordan. Jordan was stabbed to death on Florin Road on March 7th, and cops say the two had known each other for a long time, but they have not found out why Jordan was killed.
A step forward to get the new Kings Arena built in downtown Sacramento. Today, a judge sided with the city in their fight to use eminent domain to take over the old Macy's men's store. This property is the last piece needed for this new downtown arena site. Let's get live out to Sincere Tonsel to find out what's next in this fight. Hi there, Sincere.
Hi, Eric. Well, what's next will be city consideration of the environmental impact report for this site and then demolition of everything you see here behind me. It's officially game on for the city of Sacramento in its plan to build a new arena for its beloved NBA team, now that a judge has given it the rights to this, the old Macy's men's store in downtown Plaza.
It was a step, had we not gotten possession, that could have created some significant problems in moving forward. To be at the stage where we can say that the city has possession of the property, that's a significant win for the city.
With the rest of the plaza secured, the store was the last parcel needed by the city to make the site into a new $448 million 24/7 attraction, all on a tight NBA timetable. After a tentative eminent domain ruling signaled a win for the city Tuesday, hinting at a resolution of its dispute with the store's owners, Judge Raymond Cadet hit pause on Wednesday. He said he needed more time to consider an issue raised by the lawyer for the investors who own the store. Attorney George Spear tried to attack wording in the resolution of necessity the city filed with its eminent domain suit.
They say quite clearly they are not taking the building. My client owns the building.
Kind of arguing out of both sides of your mouth to a certain extent.
With his final ruling, Judge Cadet agreed that the record showed Sacramento was clear in what it needed to build the Kings' future. But he also asked for the word building to be added to the final paperwork before he signs off on it. There is an avenue for the investors to appeal through a writ, casting it as an urgent matter. But the city says,
my sense is that it would be difficult for a court of appeal to decide that at this stage.
Difficult because right now the issue really isn't about taking the property, it's about how much it's worth, and now a jury will decide that.
All right, Sincere, thank you for that update. Want to go back now to that breaking news out of the Pittsburgh area, and here's a shot, obviously, of that smoke that is coming from that 3-alarm fire, and that is happening in the Pittsburgh area near the Delta, and they just pushed in. You could see that thick black smoke, and just wanted to bring you the latest on this. Also, new developments from Seattle, where a news helicopter crashed on Tuesday. NTSB investigators returned today to the scene of the crash by the Space Needle. A big part of their job is tracking down all of the people who saw something and going through video caught on surveillance cameras or by cell phones. They're also trying to look into communication between the pilot and crane operators in the area prior to the chopper trying to take off. Now, the helicopter crashed shortly after takeoff, killing pilot Gary Fitzner and photographer Bill Strothman on board. One man on the ground was badly burned. And major developments in the search for missing Malaysia Airlines Flight 370. Images of what could be debris from a crash in the ocean. Brian Todd gives us a closer look.
Credible sightings, Australian officials call them. 2 large objects captured on satellite photos, one about 79 feet long, the other about 16 feet.
We need to get there, find them, see them, assess them, to know whether it's really meaningful or not.
What gave the Australians confidence to say these 2 blurry objects may be parts of the plane? These images come from a Colorado-based company called Digital Globe. Imagery analyst Tim Brown says Digital Globe satellites fly at 4 miles a second in a polar orbit, snapping huge swaths of pictures at a time.
How would the searchers have taken these satellite images and determined that this was debris?
What they're looking for are bright objects against the dark sea, and sometimes you use change detection software to do that. Other times they have human eyeballs, and in the case of the Australians, they had lots and lots of eyeballs.
Google Earth satellites can zoom down and capture very detailed pictures, like these of planes at Reagan National Airport, with publicly available technology. But these satellite pictures of the objects in question are fuzzy. Brown says Australian intelligence officials likely saw higher resolution versions than the ones released to the public.
And that's because they just don't want to share that information with potential adversaries, for example.
So why did it take 4 days for the pictures to go public? Analysts say it would have taken some time to get the images from the satellite, then process them so that they're sure what it is.
President Obama addressed the crisis in Ukraine this morning. His remarks came after the U.S. imposed sanctions earlier this week against a couple of Russian officials accused of playing a role in this crisis.
I signed a new executive order today that gives us the authority to impose sanctions not just on individuals but on key sectors of the Russian economy. This is not our preferred outcome. These sanctions would not only have a significant impact on the Russian economy, but could also be disruptive to the global economy. However, Russia must know that further escalation will only isolate it further from the international community.
And the president's increased sanctions are a direct response to the annexation of Crimea. On Sunday, residents there voted to join Russia, a vote which President Obama called illegal, claiming it violates international law. Coming up tonight, we count down the deadline to sign up for health insurance through Obamacare and see what officials are doing to encourage more people to sign up. Plus,
You're the angry rebel. You're a disobedient. You're the angry rebel.
The founder of the Westboro Baptist Church, infamous for protests across the country and in Sacramento, passes away. Still ahead, see what legacy he leaves behind. And
Yolo County becomes a movie set overnight. See why a New Yorker picked this location to make her first movie. And a quick look at this live breaking news that we're watching here throughout this newscast. This is a 3-alarm fire burning in Pittsburgh in Contra Costa County. It's burning near West Pack Oil Terminal. Right now it's only classified as a vegetation fire, but obviously a lot of thick black and gray smoke. This is happening at Willow Pass Road and West 10th Street. We'll continue to follow this breaking news out of Contra Costa County.